Hello, everyone, and welcome to our second podcast for our cast project. My name is Filippo Gambacorta.
I'm Ali.
And I'm Jonathan.
Today, we're going to be talking about and reviewing the Champions League, what happened in Champions League and Europa League this week, the two main tournaments in Europe. Um, yeah, we're going to be starting by looking at Champions League and analyzing the quarterfinals, first leg fixtures, top scorers, and then predicting our finalists.
Okay, so I'll start for quarterfinal fixtures. So Real Madrid beat Liverpool 3-1. Man City beat Dortmund 2-1. PSG edged right over Bayern 3-2, and Chelsea beat Porto 2-0. So I think that Real Madrid will pass, and I hope that they will pass against Liverpool. They played pretty well. And Liverpool also had a terrible game. So Man City edged over Dortmund in quite a controversial game, but still, if I'm not mistaken, 89th minute Foden puts into the net. So I think that Man City will pass. PSG edged over Bayern on Wednesday, which was quite an interesting game to watch. Mbappe played amazing. He's been giving us some very, very good performances lately in Champions League. And yeah, and also Bayern are missing Lewandowski. He's injured and he won't be in the second leg for quarterfinals. So I think that also gives PSG a slight advantage. And Chelsea beat Porto, solid 0-2 win in Portugal. So they also have that advantage.
Yeah, so my predictions are also very similar. So obviously I watched the Real Madrid Liverpool game. Real Madrid played really well. Definitely deserved the win. And the 3-1 lead, I think they're gonna make it through the next round as well. Then Man City Dortmund. I didn't get to watch the game, but I looked at the highlights, and it was, as you said, very controversial game, especially that action with Bellingham, where he clearly got the ball from Ederson and scored, and then they gave it for a foul for Man City, which was insane. Definitely didn't deserve, but still 2-1 away from home. Dortmund got an away goal. It's still a decent result, and the second leg, I don't know what it could hold. It could be either team because both played quite well. Then Bayern PSG was an amazing game to watch. PSG just edged, like you said. Bayern had so many chances, but I think the missing Lewandowski has definitely had a big impact on them. And Mbappe played amazing, as you said as well. 2 goals, he just keeps on scoring. So yeah, I still predict that PSG is gonna our favorites for this next game as well, scoring 3 away goals and winning in the Alliance Stadium. So yeah. And then Porto Chelsea, I put Chelsea, of course, 2-0 away victory. And to be honest, Porto did really well to get this far, but I think this is the end for Porto.
Yeah.
Just to correct Jonathan, Porto Chelsea wasn't played in Portugal. It was actually
Oh,
played
you're right. It was played in
uh,
Sevilla in Spain.
because that's only due to the COVID, some COVID restrictions that has to do with the English teams and Portuguese teams.
Yeah, you're right.
Um, uh, Real Madrid, Liverpool. I think this is a clear pass for Real Madrid. Liverpool doesn't stand a chance, and I think we saw that from the horrible performance in Madrid. There's nothing really to be said here. They're missing Van Dijk, and I think ever since they've been missing Van Dijk, it's Liverpool is being not playing at their best potential. Definitely, Man City Dortmund, as Ali said, there was a few mistakes by the referee. Nevertheless, I think that it should have been a tie rather than a win for Man City, and it's going to be well fought after by Dortmund in their home stadium. I think Bayern PSG, great game, probably a contender for the best game of the year. PSG, I think, clearly showing that they've got the upper hand and that they'll be passing this group stage, winning 3-2 away from home. Yeah, I think Mbappe, Neymar, they're just doing bits for PSG, and I can't see Bayern coming back, especially missing a striker, which the top scorer in the in all European leagues right now, Lewandowski. I don't see them scoring many goals in Paris, and then Porto Chelsea. I personally think that Porto is gonna edge over Chelsea, but I definitely see it's definitely gonna be hard. Um, yeah, but I can still see Porto definitely coming in clutch at the end. The underdogs, you never really know what to expect. So personally, I hope that Porto passes through, because that would be amazing semi-final to then see the underdogs playing against, who is it that Porto's playing? I mean, the winner between Porto and Chelsea.
Real Madrid and Liverpool.
Yeah, so I think Porto, Real Madrid, and then Man City, PSG for the semi-finals.
Yeah, but we also have to say that Bayern and with Liverpool as well, two really really big sides, and they both, well, Bayern did have a decent performance. They just weren't converting their goals, but even without Lewandowski, they did have way more actions than PSG.
Yeah.
So it was such a good side like Bayern. Even without Lewandowski, they still have a really great chance, especially with only one goal difference.
Especially with Choupo-Moting.
Yeah.
I mean, he played decent. So
Yeah. A very interesting fact I saw was actually that Bayern had more chances against PSG than they had in their 8-2 win against Barca last year.
yeah,
And then, yeah, they only converted 2. But
Yeah,
I saw,
they've got an absolute beast in goal, Keylor Navas, coming straight from Real Madrid. We have to give him some props, because he is definitely an amazing goalie, and we definitely saw it against Barcelona. Yeah, I think Keylor Navas is definitely still one of the best goalkeepers in the world.
yeah, for sure. But also Liverpool for the second fixture. They may be 2 behind, but I think we all watched the game. It was a really bad performance from Liverpool. Not something
yeah,
you'd
and they
expect
can
to
do
see.
anything at their stadium.
Yeah, so
And
maybe if they
this year, Real Madrid is very, I would say, they're not.
Not very regular.
No, as in each year you'd expect Real Madrid to be, the winner of the Champions League, and it's interesting to see that I mean, personally, I thought Real Madrid wouldn't even be getting far into the Champions League, but it's interesting to see that they're beating the current champions 3-1. So
yeah. But as you
that's
said,
very
no
interesting.
Van Dijk and no Gomez either. So two center backs are not usually
Yeah, but you
starters.
can't forget that Real Madrid's also missing Sergio Ramos and
That's
Varane.
true.
And Brown, yeah.
And Carvajal. So
I think we can move on to the goal scorers.
Yeah. So top scorer currently is Haaland. Haaland has been actually playing amazing. He's an absolute beast. 10 goals already. Second, Mbappe with 8 goals. Mbappe has also been playing amazing, not only scoring goals but also creating chances for his team. And yeah, he really came in clutch against Bayern with that third goal. And then all tied in third position, we have Morata, Rashford, Salah, Neymar, Giroud, and Nasiri. Which, yeah, so I personally have Haaland in first. I think that they will be out against Man City next round, but I still think that Mbappe is going to have a hard time getting to those 10 goals if they make it past Bayern. In third position, I have Neymar. He's tied in third already, and out of the players tied in third, only Salah and Giroud are still alive. Well, are still like alive in the brackets, and I have them as my fourth and my fifth. So yeah.
Yeah, so I have Mbappe at first. Bit of a spoiler, but I think PSG is gonna win the whole thing. And spoiler to our finalist slide, because I put them in the final as well. So I definitely won't be surprised if Mbappe continues to score more. And 3 goals, I think that's very doable for someone on the level of Mbappe. So I put him at first. However, I put Haaland second because obviously he has 10 goals. So it's 4 away to drawing for any of the other players. So yeah, I don't think anyone else would beat that, and he still could score in the second leg. Then I put Neymar. Obviously, he was injured for a bit, but he still has 6 goals. He's third, along with all these other names. But I think that PSG are going to make it far. For that reason, I'll put him As third, maybe he could score a few goals as well. Then Salah, although I predict that Real Madrid are gonna go through, and I still think obviously Salah scored against Madrid last game, and I think he is Liverpool's top scorer this season. So I think maybe in the next fixture, even if they don't go through, he could get a goal or two. And yeah, that will put him at fourth position for me. And then Benzema, because I think Real Madrid are going to make it quite far. So although he's not on this list yet, but I think he could definitely make it up there.
Just to make sure the viewer knows, Ali's list wasn't updated. The current slide being projected was, I think, from yesterday. So what he has just mentioned are his updated top goal scorers, not the ones shown on the slide. I think that Mbappe is gonna edge over Haaland. I think, as we all said, Dortmund's getting out this round, and unless Haaland scores, a hat trick and Man City still manages to win, I don't see Haaland keeping that top position, even though he's been talked about so much for his performances and goals in the Champions League. A player that's been looked after by all the best clubs in the world. However, I think Mbappe is going to go, and I agree with Ali that PSG is going to win this year's Champions League, and I think that Mbappe is going to have that edge over Haaland, his main competitor, as you'll have, a semi-final and a final to score against. Lewandowski, I'm not too sure why I put him here, knowing that he's injured, so I doubt that he's going to be in third position. Benzema is definitely going to make it up, as Real Madrid is going to do well this year in the Champions League. And then Neymar, I just can't see Mbappe doing well without Neymar doing well, because, they're a bit of a duo, help each other out. They'll definitely be together up there.
Yeah, I'd just like to add something to what you said, Filippo. I don't think this Haaland has to score a hat trick for Dortmund standing a chance. Obviously, if they win 1-0, they're through.
No, as in for Haaland to be a top scorer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I'd still put if I were to change any prediction, I wouldn't doubt that Dortmund could make it through, because they played quite well. It should have been a draw, and they're playing at home next game. So with a good performance, I think they could actually edge over Man City. But still,
I love Haaland doing well. He's an extremely good player. I just see Man City winning. So I just can't see Haaland getting a top scorer if he's not playing an extra 2 games. That's all.
Yeah, I think if Dortmund win, Haaland really has that title of the top scorer. And Man City has been getting out. Like, they have an amazing team. They spend millions and millions of pounds on players each year, and they still haven't won a Champions League in the past few years. So I think that it might change this year, but they might also be eliminated by Dortmund, as you said.
Yeah, we'll just have to see.
Yeah. So we're going to go on to our finalists now. So, as I said before, one bracket is the winner of PSG and Bayern against the winner of Man City and Dortmund. And the other bracket is the winner of Real Madrid and Liverpool against the winner of Porto and Chelsea. So I have Bayern and Real Madrid in the finals. I hope Real Madrid makes it, but at the same time, they could be eliminated at Anfield by Liverpool or in the next round. And in the other bracket, it really could be any of the four teams, I think. It could be Bayern, it could be PSG, could even be Dortmund if they make it past City. So yeah, but I just have Bayern because I think they have a super, super strong and physical team that can play. It's also a very young team, so they can play a lot of games still playing as well. So unless they lower their playing, I think they should be able to get to the finals.
Okay, so mine is PSG and Real Madrid. So obviously, watch both games. PSG, I'd still put as my favorites to win the whole thing. So that's kind of a no-brainer, especially with Neymar being back. If you guys saw that assist to Marquinhos, amazing assist. It was facing the other way. Perfect ball to Marquinhos. It was really good. And then Real Madrid 3-1 against Liverpool. And they're playing quite well, and they have a really good side. And Vinicius played amazing in that game. But yeah, I think they have really quality players, and I think PSG and Real Madrid will be the final.
I agree with Ali, but I think that it's kind of written in stone that PSG is gonna win this year's Champions League. Personally don't think Real Madrid's gonna stand a chance with a fully built PSG in the final, because unless I'm not too sure about the information about Sergio Ramos coming back and Varane coming back, but and I'm not too sure who actually played who played central for Real Madrid.
It was Nacho and Militao.
Yeah, so I just don't see Nacho and Militao marking Mbappe and Neymar.
Yeah,
I have to say, I think Ramos will be back by next week, and Varane was only out for 10 days, so they should be in time for the final. What day is the final? I can't remember. I think it's 29th of
May.
Okay.
So do you think is Varane and Ramos back for the second leg on Tuesday?
I think I know Ramos isn't, and I think Varane isn't either. Not for the second leg.
Well, yeah. Anyways, I still think PSG is gonna win this tournament. Last year they played amazing. Bayern won, obviously, with Lewandowski being, Lewandowski. But I think PSG is gonna have their revenge. Okay. I think we can move on to Europa League.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be looking at all the exact same things that we've analyzed for Champions League.
Yeah, so I'll start. So Arsenal played Slavia. They were winning 1-0. If I'm not mistaken, Pepe scored in like the 87th minute, and then they were tied in the 93rd minute, which is huge goal for Slavia. Is now basically a 0-0 win for Slavia. I mean, a 0-0 tie would be enough for them to pass through the semis. And then Granada lost 2-0 to Man United. It's kind of written on stone. Man United is a way bigger club than Granada. But Granada, despite the loss, they still played pretty well. Roma, 2-1 against Ajax. Good goal in 87th minute by Ibanez to edge right over. Ajax and Villarreal winning 1-0 against Zagreb, with a Gerard Moreno penalty goal, which he's been playing amazingly and scoring a lot of goals for Villarreal. So I think that despite the late goal by Slavia, I still think Arsenal should pass. In my opinion, they have a bigger club, bigger franchise, and I still think they should be able to pass. I think Man United will pass against Granada. Roma against Ajax, although I think this is probably the closest one to really big clubs in their countries and in Europe. And yeah, just that those 2 away goals by Roma, I think, give them that edge over Ajax. And I think and hope Villarreal will pass against Zagreb. And yeah, those are my predictions.
Okay, so the last 3 that you talked about, Man United, Roma, Villarreal, obviously they all got wins away from home. 2 away goals for 2 of them and 1 away goal for the other. So I think those ones are quite obvious, like who's passing. I mean, unless there's an upset, which could always happen. You never know with football, but those are still my predictions of the favorites to win. And then Arsenal, Slavia Prague, horrible to see. 1-1 at home. It's just a really bad result. 93rd minute, as you said, corner header. And yeah, Arsenal didn't take any chances. Their chances, they didn't play that well. Aubameyang missed from like 5 yards. So yeah, definitely not a good game. But hopefully, like in Prague, Arsenal could edge it because they are a bigger team, and if they perform well, then no doubt they're the favorites to win. But we'll have to see.
You know me, I like to see the underdogs. So just like Porto and Chelsea, I think that Slavia Prague is going to win against Arsenal. Not win against Arsenal, but I think, just like just like yesterday, they had quote unquote a lucky goal last minute. You don't see it very often, and I think that they'll be lucky again in Prague. But again, it's very. I think this is the most open game, being the only one that's tied. Um, I think Arsenal, however, I didn't watch the game, but I'm pretty sure Arsenal dominated. Did they not?
It was like close. I think Arsenal had 11 shots. Prague Slavia had like 10 shots.
So it's
Possession
very
was
close. I wouldn't doubt or question seeing them going into another tie. Just depends what type of tie. If it's 0-0, then Prague is gonna be able to pass. But I think that there's also a big possibility that a 1-1 is gonna bring them on into extra time. And I think Arsenal, having that, it's a bigger club, better experience, might even get the edge if they go on extra time. But
Yeah,
for me, I'd like to see the underdog Slavia Prague win. Granada Man U, written in stone. Ajax Roma, being a Roma fan, I was really happy to see this. However, I found it very interesting that Roma yesterday, all social media accounts, Roma players, they were celebrating like the group, like they passed the stage, the quarterfinals, which is, I think it's a poor mentality because next week, yeah, you're back in Rome and you have to do it all over again.
you're muted.
One Ajax. When did I mute?
After you said the mentality and they have to do it in Rome again.
All right. So Ajax is obviously one of the best clubs in Europe, and so they're going to be challenging Roma. It's important to say that Roma has a lot of injured players, as well as Ajax missing their first two goalies and playing with their under 23, under 21, sorry, goalie, who yesterday kind of gifted Roma a goal, the first goal by Pellegrini, which was a very simple free kick that the goalie just couldn't hold in. And Ibanez's goal, as Jonathan said, outstanding, especially to see from a center back. But Roma has, injured Smalling, which is one of our main center backs, and it's sad to hear that Zaniolo won't be coming back again, even though the medics said that he would actually be coming back quite soon. And Spinazzola getting injured yesterday was sad to see, as he was tearing in half Ajax. And Dinamo Zagreb and Villarreal is just, I think that Europa League is it's kind of like a Spanish Cup. There's always that big Spanish team reaching semis, even finals. Usually, we always see it with Sevilla, but I doubt Villarreal won't upset the Spanish sides. So that's why I think these four teams are going to pass.
Yeah, but also I think me and Jonathan kind of underestimating Ajax here because if I'm not mistaken, I think Ajax like kind of dominated Roma. They had double the amount of passes, like 70% or 60% possession, more shots. So they did play well, and I wouldn't be surprised.
It's important to note that we played out of home.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's why I still have them in my prediction, but you never know.
Yeah.
I think Roma's going to be playing very defensive next game.
Yeah.
I also have to say that Paul Lopez, important thing to say is Ajax, Spinazzola got injured. Roma was playing, actually had the upper hand, and Ajax got in. Spinazzola got injured, and Ajax scored. And then that was in the last, 10 minutes of the first half. And then after that, only Ajax. Second half, starting Ajax, always Ajax attacking, shooting. And then, fortunately, unfortunately, there was a penalty given to Ajax, and Paul Lopez actually coming in with a save, which completely changed Roma's mentality. This is the first time where Roma has gone 1-0 down, and then was managed to come back up in this whole season. So it's really clear to see this team's mentality, a new team with new players. Paul Lopez also, I want to say that Paul Lopez has been awful in terms of with his feet. in the past few games. I don't know if you saw the games yesterday, but there was, I think, a total of like 10 passes that Palopitz made that went straight to an Ajax player.
Wow.
And yeah, so, and it's funny to hear because we actually bought Palopitz because he was good with his feet in bracket, and we paid 30 million for him. So, but it was good to see that he's bad with his feet, but quite amazing with his hands because he did incredible saves yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that second goal by Roma was super important because now 1-0 win in Roma by Ajax isn't enough. So they're forced to score at least 2 goals. So as you said, if Roma plays defensively, I think it's going to be quite hard for Ajax.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're going to go on to the top scorers now. So the top scorer is Pizzi, Borja Mayoral, and Yazici. Correct me if I pronounce that wrong. But yeah, the only one still in the tournament is Mayoral playing for Roma. So I have Mayoral as my top scorer, and then I have Pizzi and Yazici as my second and third with 7 goals. I doubt that any other player will get to those 7 goals. And then I just have Gerard Moreno, which, if I'm not mistaken, has 5 goals, and Alcácer, which, if I'm not mistaken, has 4 goals. Just coming in that 4th and 5th position because I think Villarreal will have potential to make it to the finals, and yeah, and they're both very important for the team and score quite a few goals. I also originally had Aubameyang in the list, but I took him out as I think that now Arsenal might be out, and seeing that, if I'm not mistaken, he only had 3 goals. So yeah, those are my predictions.
Yeah. Okay. So I also have Mayoral as first. Obviously, he's top scorer now, and he's still in the tournament out of the only one with 7 goals. And I predict Roma's going to do quite well in this tournament, so I put him at first. And then, like I said, I put him second. Obviously, I think he's quite a big player, and he can score. He's proven that so many times before. So I think I could see him going up there. But Aubameyang as a third, a bit biased as an Arsenal fan, and he only has 3 goals, as you said. But obviously, I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for Arsenal to make it all the way. So I know Aubameyang's our best goal scorers, and he's proven that so many times what he can produce. So I put him at third, and then Yazici and PZ obviously already have 7 goals. So I see it hard for any other players to go over that.
Same as Jonathan and Ali. I put Mayoral as first. It was interesting to see that yesterday he actually wasn't chosen by Fonseca and Edin Dzeko, who played instead. And he came in for the last 10 minutes, did his bits, but didn't play that much, didn't, change the game. Europa League is actually quite interesting with the goal scorers because a lot of the teams that are in the Europe, like Manchester United, for example, that's in the Europa League right now, is a team that came down from Champions League. So as much as I think, if Manchester United started in the group stages, people like Rashford, Bruno Fernandes would definitely be up in top scores. But
Yeah.
Rashford only has 2 goals right now, and Bruno Fernandes has 3. So I doubt that in 3 games they'll be able to reach the 7 mark. And Borja Mayoral has 7 goals. I don't think he's gonna be. No one's gonna be able to reach him. Aubameyang is gonna do well for Arsenal. Moreno, the striker from Villarreal, I'm actually not too sure how many goals he has.
5.
Yes, 5.
Yeah, so I think that Villarreal, as I said, will be going far in this tournament. They'll get far and with many goals, and then Pizzi and Yazici will stay the same. I wanted to note that we didn't say this before, but the winner between Manchester United and Granada will play the winner between Roma and Ajax, and the winner between Arsenal and Praha will play the winner between Villarreal and Dinamo Zagreb. Yeah, and actually, the current goal table that we've been showing here is from the official Europa League website, in which they show the goal scorers not including the preliminary stages, so the stages to actually qualify for the Europa League. If that was the case, then Kane would be first with 8 goals, but we're not counting that. So I think
Yep.
we can move on to the finalists.
Yeah.
Okay, so my finalists are Man United and Villarreal. Yeah, I think Man United has a very good team, as you said, coming down from Champions League. Rashford scored 6 goals in Champions League and now has already scored 2 goals in Europa League. They just in general have a very good team, and Villarreal also kind of being like an underdog, but they've also been playing really well. Gerard Moreno has been scoring lots of goals, playing very well. So I think Villarreal and Man United will play in the finals. And well, if this is the case, I hope Villarreal wins, but I could see Man United easily taking it home.
Yeah. So I put Man United. Obviously, they're second as one of them to go in. I think that Man United is my first option to go to the final because obviously they're second in the Premier League. They've had quite a good season. Rashford, as you said, 6 goals in the Champions League. He's third top goal scorer, and he's not even in the tournament anymore. And Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, 2 really big names, great players for Man United this season. So I would definitely not be surprised seeing them in the final. And then Arsenal, it's a bit of bias again. I hope to see them in the final with the performance they had against Prague. Wouldn't be surprised if they don't make it. But yeah, I hope that'll be the final. And yeah, we'll see.
My final is Roma against Villarreal. Rome. If things go as I say, Roma will be playing Man United in the semifinals. I think that Arsenal and Villarreal, or Praga and Villarreal, will be a tough game. So we'll see how that goes. But as I said, as I said before, the Spanish kind of own the Europa League, and I'm sure that Villarreal will do well. So definitely giving a tough game to either Arsenal or Praga. But I think that they'll be able to reach the final. I think that Roma is going to see Man U in the semifinals. Having said that, Man U is a amazing team, playing well. I just think that Roma will be able to get the edge over, as we played against teams. We played against Braga, who's second in the Portuguese league. We played against Shakhtar, who also was in Champions League, and beat them by quite a lot. And then we were playing against Ajax, who's first in the Netherlands league, in the Dutch league. So I think Roma hasn't gotten this far for nothing. So I think we've got the potential to. I mean, Roma has the potential to beat Manchester United. Having said that, Manchester United is second in the Premier League. So either way, they've guaranteed themselves. If they stay second, they've guaranteed themselves a spot in the Champions League. And I think Roma, being actually, I think 6th or 7th in the Serie A right now, horrible performances recently. I think that Europa League is one of the only main chances that they have to reach Champions League. And so Roma is going to be focused 110% on Europa League, while I don't really see Manchester United trying that hard in Europa League and rather focusing on Premier League.
Yeah, I just have to say that I think all three of us are kind of underestimating Dinamo Zagreb, and we're giving a clear pass for Villarreal. I personally hope Villarreal is going to pass, but if I remember correctly, Dinamo actually eliminated Tottenham at home with I just remember that one of their players scored a hat trick. They went into overtime 3-2 or 3-1. And yeah, I just think that they've done it against Tottenham. They have that mentality that anything is possible. And now, they do go to the Villarreal Stadium now in Spain. So that's kind of changed from the Tottenham game. But yeah, I still think that they have that they have that chance and that mentality that they could still make it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's important to see that. It's important that you noted that Villarreal, I mean, Dinamo Zagreb, won against Tottenham, who's actually a good team. So yeah, I guess we are underestimating them, but hopefully Roma comes in clutch and wins the whole tournament. That would be amazing.
we'll have to see. Okay.
So that
So
was it.
yeah, perfect. So thank you so much for tuning in for our podcast about Europa League and Champions League. We will be our next podcast will be about we'll be catching up with the results of the last various matches for each the three leagues, La Liga, Premier League, and Serie A. And yeah, thank you again.